Hey everybody, it's Dr. Apple again. As you can see, I'm at home doing a couple of videos as it is Friday and I am not in the clinic today. I wanted to share a super important few tips. If you like reading, then you might like this short post. I've been doing a fair number of research over the last few years on health and the impact of that. There's a whole ton of science and important research coming out. A lot of it has to do with your gut bacteria and how important that is to your overall health and longevity. And as a complete health practice, we are keen on bringing you up-to-date information that we are aware of as it comes to us. And we'll do this chairside with you. What I have noticed, and I'm going to just show you what I've been doing, especially during COVID, but even before that, this does not take a lot of time. You will find that if you make the time to sit down and read, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes a day, consistently at the same time, you'll get through a pile of material and you're going to be enlightened. The other option would be for you non-readers is while you drive, download a audiobook and you can learn that way. But I find that most people are visual learners for the most part, and you're going to find that by reading, I like books. And I have a few of them just to share with you. This is just a really tiny sample of the few books I've been reading over the last few years, actively reading all the time. This one is written by a Canadian dentist. It's called Your Mouth and Your Health, Stop and Reverse Aging. And if you want to live a life of longevity, vitality, play with your grandkids, dance at your great-grandkids' weddings, that type of stuff, go golfing when you're a senior and not be in a senior's home in a wheelchair, that type of thing. Great book to start with. Practical advice, and he goes back and talks about the impact of our diets and the changes, sugar, and what he saw in his 30 to 40-year practice in Toronto with his patients who came in as adults, and then when their kids came in, what kind of afflictions, chronic diseases are a huge problem in the Western world right now. And you can do something about it. You just have to learn about it. The research is very clear. This is not brand new research. It's been around for a little while. And what we're seeing is, especially in North America with our busy lifestyles and fast pace, both parents often working or single family home, there's often not a lot of time to stay at home and cook and spend time at the dinner table. Often people are on devices and distracted. If you're out at a restaurant next time, just see, have a glance around and look what people are doing. Often they're on their phones, and that means we're very social beings. If this is COVID time, you're noticing that people are not. Maybe now we're opening up a little bit, but before that, we missed the social connection. So hence the teleconferencing and Zoom and FaceTime and all that was important. But still, the human connection, face-to-face interaction is super important. It dates back over 2 million years when we sat at campfires and had meals. And we're kind of missing some of this stuff. Anyways, this is a great read. It's very short and it's not difficult to understand. This is another great book that came to me. It's called The Microbiome Solution. And it's by Robin Chukan. She's a GI specialist in the States. You just Google her, you'll find that she's been on Dr. Oz and a number of shows. And she's talking about how important that microbiome is for you and some of the health conditions that can develop if you have a really messed up gut microbiome. And some of the importance on nutrition and health, your overall well-being, and why C-section babies may not be as healthy as naturally delivered babies. So there's some important information in that book. The last couple of books that I'm going to share with you today, one is written by David Perlmutter. This one is called Grain Brain. There's another book called Brain Maker. Both awesome reads, very easy to read, not difficult. And basically he's talking about our diet and why it's shifted so much and how it's affecting health. By the way, this guy, David Perlmutter, MD, he's not only a board-certified neurologist, because he treats his patients, he's also a board-certified nutritionist. And if you know anything about medical school, I think it's changing a little bit, but there's so much information, just like dental school and hygiene school and all this sort of stuff. There's not a lot of time to pack in nutrition training, but he happens to be one of the very few, I think, if not the only board-certified nutritionist and neurologist. And when he treats his patients, he's talking about carbs and wheat and sugars and how they're affecting our brain. Anything from Alzheimer's to dementia to autism. There's a whole host of potential problems that develop from having too much sugar in our diets. And unfortunately, if we're having fast foods and donuts and ice cream, a lot of the time we do have to live, but at the same time, if we're having it all the time, it is affecting you and your longevity. By the way, Alzheimer's is skyrocketing in North America. It's growing at 60%, 70% year over year. That's staggering and that's scary. The last one I wanted to share with you is also by a physician. It's called The hacking of the American mind. If you're in Canada or anywhere else in the world, just change the name, the hacking of the American mind, to whatever country you're in. It's the same sort of thing. And this is a really good read. It's talking about carbohydrates and what they're doing, about addiction, and basically how neurologically dopamine, serotonin drive a lot of our behaviors that we do. Whether it's, if you leave your phone and you wonder and you panic where that phone is or your device, it's related to addictions, just like alcoholism, just like gambling, or any other addiction that people have right now. It seems to be social media and posting and TikTok and all these sorts of Instagram, all these posts. There is an addiction, and it's scientifically and neurologically based. It talks about that and how important it is to be aware of these things, because we're under the mass influence of marketing. I call it psycho-demographic marketing. And with all the information that marketing companies have, they know how to push your buttons emotionally to trigger you to do certain things. And we see it all the time. A commercial pops up, and a couple of days later, our kids want us to take them for ice cream at certain establishments. So be aware of these influences. They're very subtle, and they do permeate into your life and affect your diet, and then they're going to affect your longevity. And it doesn't happen right now. I've already talked about this. This stuff happens 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road, where you see significant health challenges develop. We're in the face of COVID right now, so it's really on the mind of everybody not catching COVID or catching COVID. Am I going to recover or not recover? Am I going to need a ventilator or not? The things I'm talking about right now are very subtle, and they're permeating our lives all the time, constantly. So this is a post just to be aware of what's happening around you. Just pay attention to your decisions and your choices next time you decide to pull into a drive-through and have a quick meal, or have some fast food, or some ice cream or donuts or whatever. Just be aware of those decisions you're making on a daily basis and how that could affect you down the road. The science is there, and it backs up everything I'm saying. I hope this was helpful for you. Another home post. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Wear your masks and use your hand sanitizer. If you're not washing properly and don't know how, go back and watch this video I posted on the 20-second proper hand washing. Okay?